Welcome to the Hotchocolates kitchen. Today I'm going to show you how to make traditional Spanish hot chocolate, which is incredibly simple. The first thing that you need to make one good sized mug is 250 mils of milk, which I have here, and I'm going to pour that into my pan, which is waiting ready here. The second thing that you need is 30 grams of good quality dark chocolate. Now I've used our own Hotchocolates buttons, the one that we recommend on the website, which is 70% cocoa, and it originates from Sao Tome. And then to that I'm adding a wee drop of extra milk, which has 1 rounded teaspoon of corn flour in it. I'm just going to turn on the heat. And reduce that a little bit. So that's over a medium heat. And I am going to stir this continually whilst the ingredients bind together. Now, the most important ingredient, I suppose, for this is not just the quality of the chocolate, but also the corn flour. The reason that we put in a little bit of corn flour is it thickens the mixture, but it also, I think, helps to bind the milk and the chocolate together. I don't know if you've ever tried to make hot chocolate before using chocolate, but as you can see here, it tends to flake. The milk and the chocolate don't really like each other. I'm just turning that heat down a little bit. They don't tend to like each other very much, so what the corn flour does is it binds together the ingredients, so that what you should have once we come up to a simmer is a lovely smooth silky hot chocolate. And you wouldn't think it looking at this now, but that is what is going to happen. Now this recipe, as I said at the beginning, is a traditional Spanish hot chocolate. It is a lot more bitter than the chocolate that we are used to drinking in Britain. I think in Britain we tend to use milk chocolate, and it's often quite sweet. This hot chocolate my husband and I discovered in northern Spain when we were on honeymoon, and it happened on one really horrible wet day. It was absolutely pouring, and we were in the Picos Mountains, and we came across a small town, and we ran into this cafe, and it was just wonderful. Everybody was sat there, they were smoking cigarettes, and the windows were sort of all steamed up and condensation, and everybody's anoraks was soaking and steam was coming off everybody's bodies. And what we noticed was that everybody in there, without exception, was drinking traditional Spanish hot chocolate and eating what they call churros, which are long, thin, skinny donuts, which the Spanish traditionally have as a breakfast meal with their hot chocolate. So we joined in, and it was absolutely fabulous. And it was from that really that we thought, gosh, you know, we've really got to introduce Spanish hot chocolate to Britain. We really felt that it was something that was quite important. So what you can see here is we're getting a better colour. We've still got a lot of separation, so don't worry about that. I have made, prior to going to Spain, I have made a lot of hot chocolate, and every time it has been grainy. You know, you put the milk in, you add your chocolate flakes, it doesn't matter how expensive the chocolate has been, it has never bound together properly. And as I say, I think that it's the corn flour that really makes a difference here. The other thing I'm just thinking as I'm doing this, if this doesn't come together as well as I want it, I'm going to switch the spoon for a whisk, just a balloon whisk, which should encourage the chocolate to bind to the milk. This recipe is on the website, it's on the Spanish hot chocolate page, and you can adapt the recipe. If you make it and it's not to your liking, it's too strong, change the chocolate. You know, use a less strong dark chocolate. You can use white or milk chocolate. You may have to vary the quantity of chocolate that you add in to the milk in order to get the flavour. But there's absolutely no reason why you can't adapt this for all types of chocolate. And there is actually a really nice recipe on the website for white chocolate with cardamom. That is a delicious hot chocolate. I can't tell you how good that is. It's really, really lovely. So we're just starting to come up to a simmer. Don't know if you can see, we've got bubbles on the surface and quite a lot of steam coming off. So this is almost ready. And as I say, just keep stirring, just make sure you don't leave it alone, otherwise it's going to burn. And I'm going to turn the heat down a little bit more because it's starting to bubble, and I'm going to increase the stirring. Let's have a look. And again, if you want to make it thicker, by all means add some more corn flour. In fact, there's probably quite a few Spanish who, if they look at this, would say, oh, that's not nearly thick enough. Traditionally, they'll have it for breakfast, and it is very much like a chocolate custard. As I say, when we were in this cafe in the Picos Mountains, it was almost like custard. You know, people were eating it with a spoon. It was that thick. There we go, that's about ready. Just trying to bring the camera in a bit so you can get a real good look. And still a few grains. Right, I'm just going to switch the heat off, take a second look at it. Yes, I think that's quite nice. And if it's not thick enough, you cannot add any more corn flour to it at this stage because it will go lumpy. Corn flour needs to be added when the mixture is cool. I'm just going to move that spoon over here. Now, as you can see, I've got some couple of cups prepped. I've got enough here. As I say, I've made 250 mils of milk, so I've got enough for 2 small chocolate cups or 1 nice sized mug, and I've just teamed it up here with a piece of my chocolate and banana bread. So I'm just going to pour that in so you can get a look at the texture. You see it's skinning up quite quickly. There we go. Okay, and I'm going to just have that right now, but if I have to say, if I did have some double cream, then I would be really indulgent and I would whip some up and I would put that on the top. But as you can see, that is going to be gorgeous with this banana and chocolate bread. So that is traditional Spanish hot chocolate.